Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I wanted to peel back another layer of food storage today and remind you to check your spice cabinet, check your pantries, and make sure that you have the things that you might be wanting that would help to enhance in your meal preparations and your menus. Making sure that your casseroles and your soups and your gravies and sauces can be flavored and enhanced. They say that variety is the spice of life, and I guess having a variety of spices changes things up so that everything is not always the same every day. Your hamburger doesn't have to taste the same every day. Your chicken doesn't have to taste the same every day. There's a variety of things that you can add that can mix and match. You can make things savory. You can make things sweet. There are spices that you can use when you make your pies and your breads and your cakes. And there are spices and seasonings that you use when you want things hot and spicy. But you need to check your pantry. You'll be surprised. Way in the back, you'll find a little container of spice that's dried up, and it has probably not got much flavor in it any longer. And so you want to make sure that you've got a good stash of products that are good and fresh and ready to go when you need them and when you want them, to change up the profile of your recipe just a little bit. I have a variety of things on here. I have spices that I use when I'm pickling and making relishes. I have spice blends, things that are already mixed together for me that I use in recipes, and when I'm making spaghetti sauces and I'm doing other things with them. Sometimes I have this spaghetti seasoning blend on hand, and other times I bring the individual spices together and flavor the spaghetti sauce myself. There are other things that you have on hand. Chili seasoning is one. This was Howie's favorite. I don't know why, but it was his very favorite, and so he always had me keep several on hand at all times. He liked to be in the kitchen when chili was being made, and he would come behind me after I added spices, and he was dumping more in. Usually a lot of this. And peppers too, and his chili was good, and his chili was flavored, but you want to make sure that you've got these kind of things on hand. Again, this is one that you can add other ingredients, other spices with this, and make seasoning blends of your own house seasonings. Now, moving past these big containers, I'll show you. I have dill seed, and you can use these in different recipes. I use them mainly in my pickling. These are mustard seeds, and I use these in canning pickles and relishes. And you can make your own mustards, and there are recipes that you can follow to make mustards. Now, these two items I made. This is a homemade onion soup mix, and this is homemade onion powder. And the reason that this is so dark is because I caramelized my onions in the slow cooker overnight. Then I dehydrated them, and I ground them up into this onion powder. It's really, really good. But I left some whole too to add to the top of my salads and to eat just out of the jar. They're really good, and they're healthy. It's onion. There's nothing else on it. But caramelizing them just adds this flavor to them that is so, so good. This is dehydrated onions and other seasonings added together to make a homemade onion soup mix. And I have a video of this. It's really easy to pull these different spices together and to make new spice blends to have in your cabinet. And that's what this is a homemade version of onion soup mix. So I have cream of tartar, and I've got paprika. And you notice that I've got these just in little canning jars with the lids on them. And I keep them right in here so they're easy to get to and to access for recipes. Now, the last thing that I'll show you today is these containers here. Cheyenne and I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and we weren't far from our local Amish store. And so we decided to just drive up a little bit further up to Shoto and to spend a little bit of time up there, and I picked up a few things. Now, if you haven't ever been to an authentic Amish store, you will be surprised at the variety of spices and seasoning blends and flavorings that they have. And these are items that I got from the Amish store. And I like to go and I like to get these. Now, I won't keep them in these containers. I'll end up putting them in some of my little canning jars like this, or some of these little jars, and repurposing them. I like them, these little lids. Once these are open, these will kind of pop open some. And I don't want them to go to waste. I want to be able to keep them as fresh as possible. So I picked up crushed red pepper, just to show you some of the items that they have. I picked up some more black pepper. Black pepper is just something that I always try to keep on hand. I picked up some more cream of tartar. I picked up garlic, salt, and pepper mix. I thought that it looked really good and smells really good. And then I picked up some taco seasoning. Now, I can make homemade taco seasoning, and I'm going to make some homemade taco seasoning. And one of my subscribers, she sent me a recipe, and I'm going to try her recipe for you. And but I bought some of their taco seasoning. And then they have a whole section of that are dips and mixes and things that you can just add a little bit of something to. And one of the things that they have, I really like it. Now, Blade and Cheyenne don't like coleslaw, but I do, and Howie did. And this is a coleslaw dressing mix. Now, I picked it up one day, and just, it doesn't have any MSG in it. And it has, let me tell you what it's got. It has raw cane sugar, sea salt, carrots, onions, celery seed. Howie didn't know that, or he wouldn't have ate it. But now my Howie didn't like celery seed, and if he knew it was in there, he wouldn't eat it. But he ate this, so they did a really good job of hiding the celery seed, or he wouldn't have. Anyway, it's got a lot of really good ingredients in it. It's got dried celery. It's got absorbic acid. And that's it. And then you add your cabbage, and you add the mayonnaise and sour cream and apple cider vinegar to it. And it is delicious. Very, very delicious. But I bought this with hopes of trying to figure this recipe out. I don't know that I'll ever be able to satisfy myself into being able to make it like they make it, but I enjoy it, so I'm keeping it on my shelf. And the other thing is, Cheyenne was with me, and she loves ranch dressing, and so she wanted to try their ranch dressing mix. And so you can see that there is a wide variety of spices and seasonings out there, and every one of us is going to have a little bit different setup with them. You just want to make sure that you keep them in containers that are going to keep them fresh. You want to make sure that you store your spices in a cool and dark space, and that you ensuring their freshness for as long as possible. Well, I hope this helps, guys. Go check out your spice shelf, and you might be surprised, may even make yourself chuckle when you see how out of date some of your spices might be. I don't know that they go bad, except for the taste is not going to be anything beneficial to you. So, anyway, guys, I hope this helps. I hope you have a blessed evening. Until next time, this is Josie. I love you. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Until next time, we're gone.